I will teach you how to add GLM language models, including the latest 5.2 version, into the Claude Code tool. Notice how these affordable GLM plans or language model subscriptions provide results like Claude. Finally, I will construct a modern site using GLM 5.2, an advanced artificial intelligence within Claude Code, a tool for writing code, to show you how it functions and the costs. So let's begin. First, open your browser and search for Xi to install Claude Code into the terminal or text command window. Open the xi.ai URL, which is the website address. To access these GLM or General Language Models, we first need an account. So please click on Sign In. Now, use your Google credentials to log in. Next, click the API link, our software connector, top right. Open the Coding Tools Guide menu and select the Claude Code AI Assistant. To install Claude Code, we first need two prerequisites or requirements. Begin by installing Node.js, a code environment, and Git for tracking changes. Then search for CMD to open your command prompt terminal. Just enter node-version. Now re-enter git-version to verify. Although Node.js is on my machine, I will repeat the setup. First, open a browser, your internet window, and search for Node.js, a tool for running JavaScript, which is computer code. First, visit the nodejs.org website and click Download to save the installer to your computer. Skip this download and scroll, or move down instead. Pick your Windows operating system right here. Select the 64-bit architecture option here. Select the Windows installer.msi file and double-click it once the download finishes to start the installer. Continue clicking Next through the setup wizard or installation prompts until it's installed. After the installation, open a fresh tab and type the command git. First, visit git-sem.com. Select the Windows OS or operating system and click the download link. Once that installer file finishes saving to your machine, simply open it to begin setup. After opening the file, continue the Git installation or setup process without needing to change any pre-selected default settings. Once the installation finishes, uncheck that box to deselect it and click Finish. Since both are installed, relaunch the command prompt, your window for typing computer commands. Now, run node-version and git-version to confirm your setup. Next, return to your browser or web window to reopen the Claude Code installation guide or setup manual used earlier from xi.ai. Paste the npm command into your terminal, the command line, and hit Enter. Input Claude-version. Seeing this version number confirms that Claude Code, an AI coding tool, is installed on your Windows PC. Next, we will install GLM, a language model, into Claude Code. Return to your instructions and scroll down to find this specific option. Copy this npx command, which runs scripts directly. Then paste it into your terminal, the computer's command window. This launches a coding helper, or AI assistant, which simplifies linking the GLM model with the Claude Code development tool. Navigate down using your arrow keys to the Coding Plan section. Then press the Enter key. Now select the GLM Coding Plan Global, our international AI tier. Then press the Enter key. Confirm the API key by pressing Enter. Next, we will generate an API key, which is a unique digital password, by clicking the link located at the very top to copy it for our use here. Paste the URL, the web address, into your browser to visit. Alternatively, simply return to the chat.z.ai website where you first created your user account. Next, select the API button, a software connector, in the top right corner. Select the API key, your unique access code, from the top right corner again to reach this page. To use these GLM models, or smart language tools, we must first add funds to our API key access code within the billing payment section. First, select the Add to Balance button to add to your balance, meaning your account money. After funding your account, Navigate to API keys, your unique access codes. Select Add API key, your unique digital code. Input your desired name and then click the Create button. First copy the API key, a unique access code. Then return to your terminal, the command window, paste it and press Enter. Next, the system verifies your API key. First, use your arrow keys to select Claude Code and press Enter. Next, navigate to Apply Configuration, which saves settings, and hit Enter. This confirms our GLM, or General Language Model, is configured with Claude Code. Restart your terminal, which is the command line window. Then type Claude and press the Enter key to run the command and launch the software now. Enter the /model command. Notice how the interface still displays Claude AI models, even though we have switched to the GLMs, or General Language Models. Notice how selecting Opus 4.8 still uses the GLM 5.2 model. To fix this, exit your terminal, the command window, then open File Explorer, your file manager, to navigate the Windows C drive, find Users, and finally enter your username folder. Next, navigate into the .claude folder. Access your settings.json configuration. Access your browser, scroll past the tutorial guide to see these configuration settings, then proceed to copy these lines of code. Start with Anthropic's standard Haiku model. Switch to Anthropic's default Opus model and press the Ctrl-C shortcut. Open the settings.json configuration file. Then, inside the env environment object, press Enter and paste with Ctrl-V. Next, also insert a comma here to act as a delimiter or separator. This is because each line needs a comma or separator, except for the very last entry shown. Press Ctrl-S to save, then reopen the terminal, your text-based command tool, typing CMD before launching the Claude Assistant. Confirm and then enter /model. Notice that our GLMs, or General Language Models, are now visible on screen. Choose the GLM 5.2 language model. Currently, the Claude Code GUI, or Visual Interface, is restricted to Claude Code subscribers. To mirror the Claude Code experience, we'll use the free VS Code IDE, a code editor. Press Ctrl and C twice, the keyboard shortcut, to reach this point in our tutorial. We'll start a simple project using the Claude Code Terminal text window. To proceed, open File Explorer, the File Manager. Select a drive for your Claude Code files. Create a project folder, open it, then copy the directory path, the folder's address, using Ctrl+C, before returning to your command line terminal to finish the setup. Type cd/d, hit space, add double quotes, and press Ctrl-V. Close the quotes and enter. Notice we have now entered the project directory, or folder. Launch Claude from this screen and select Yes. Next, use Claude Code with the GLM 5.2 AI to create a simple Hello project file. Type your prompt or instruction, then hit Enter. First, the system uses the GLM 5.2 model and your API key, a digital password, to generate a response. Next, grant permissions or access rights by selecting Yes and hitting Enter. A file is created. Navigate to the directory to find the generated document. Then launch it so we can examine the results. Displayed on screen now. This tool now also creates any project file to save progress. Next, I will demonstrate adding Claude Code, an AI assistant, into VS Code, your main code editor, providing a clearer view of your project files and a much better interface or layout. Close the terminal or command interface. Open a new tab and type VS Code. First, navigate to the code.visualstudio.com URL, which is the website address. Next, select the Windows installer file. After clicking that button, the file will automatically download in your browser, the web program. Let's open it. Select the checkbox to accept the terms. Keep clicking Next to continue with the Microsoft Visual Studio Code installation or software setup. First, launch Visual Studio Code, our code editor, or locate it by entering its name into your computer's built-in search bar. Once the software opens, it may prompt you to adjust the configuration or settings. Open the left extension sidebar for add-ons and search for the Claude Code tool. To add this anthropic.com browser extension, an add-on, click Install. Now type Live Server to install this helpful extension or add-on. Next, install Ritvik Day's Live Server extension, a helpful add-on. This extension, a helper tool, lets us see our app software being built in real time, meaning instantly, in the browser program. To demonstrate, I will initialize a project or file collection in VS Code. Just select File, then Open Folder to choose your working directory. First, choose a directory or folder location. Then right-click to open the context menu options list. Select New Folder and name it 3D Website Test for our project. Enter the created folder and press the selection button. First, select the option to trust the authors. Loading your project directory or folder into VS Code, your coding editor. Once your files appear, find the Claude icon on the right sidebar, which is the shortcut for your AI assistant. Click that logo to open it. Because we previously configured or set up everything within the terminal or text-based command window, no login is required. However, if the logo is missing, simply right-click below your directory folder and select the New File option to proceed. Name the file index.html and press Enter. After completing that step, the Claude Code icon, a small symbol, appears here. Input/model/command to verify your system is properly configured. Next, find the model or AI engine and then click Switch Models. Observe the GLM 5.2 and 4.7 general language models. Simply select any model from this list. First, select the GLM 5.2 model to build our site. Then, with this prompt, our specific instruction, click the Send button. First, locate the Go Live button in the bottom right corner. Then click it to start your streaming broadcast. Watch your website update instantly inside the browser. Then we'll return to VS Code, which is our main code editing tool. After some processing, the software generated this landing page, or simple website. Notice how it failed to scrape or automatically extract data from my YouTube or LinkedIn pages. So I asked you to build a simple website for this lesson. You can also see the full script within VS Code, our editor for programming tasks. Observe the logic or internal reasoning that GLM 5.2 uses here.